Good morning guys, this is Naeem Aslam, Chief Market Analyst at AvaTrade. Welcome to our fundamental video segment. So let's begin by looking at the fiscal policies and the cohesive measures which have been introduced by three major governments, or in fact three major different jurisdictions. Firstly, it was the EU which announced massive bazooka, France coming up with 20 billion, Spain coming up with 300 billion, possibilities of nationalizing some of the firms who cannot survive the blow from the coronavirus. And then later on in the UK, we received the first bazooka from the Chancellor of the Exchequer. He increased the amount in terms of a financial support, financial loans for the institutions to all the way to 300 billion, and on top of that, other measures were also announced where tax reliefs and business rates were also, they were also reduced enormously. And for normal consumers and mortgage holders, a 3-month mortgage holiday was announced, meaning you don't have to pay for your mortgage repayment up to 3 months because those payments will be are delayed. The Chancellor of Exchequer has informed to all UK financial institutions that they have to abide by this particular rule. Now, it was the US turn to come up with something enormously big. So the Trump administration is looking at $1 trillion worth of fiscal measure. And that means that every American could really get $1,000 in a post, in a check, in the form of check. So they are announcing massive fiscal measures and the credit lines and the loan lines for the small to medium-sized businesses. Of course, enormous amount of support is also being provided to the tourism industry, especially the airline industry. Remember, all the airline stocks are down well over 50%. Doesn't matter whether you look at those stocks over in the United States, or over in the UK, or in Europe, or in Asia. There's a massive plunge when it comes to the airline and tourism industry, and this is being hit really hard. But now this is going to filter into the retail space, and your names like Macy's and other retail stores are also going to be massively hit as well at the same time. Now, in terms of a commodity space, it's about gold, which is trading, it's still holding on to its 1500 price level, and it is likely for the price to continue its move to the upside, as I've been saying for the past few days, because the support of 1444 is still very solid, and it isn't allowing the price to break that particular level. And given the loose monetary policy and the enormous fiscal measures introduced by global governments, by governments around the globe, I think gold remains as a safe haven. It continues its move to the downside. But when it comes to Bitcoin price, it's still holding, despite the fact that it is holding above its 5,000 mark, because the overall trend is to the downside. The price is trading below all the three important moving averages, meaning 50, 100 and 200 day on a daily time frame, and it is trading below the downward trend line. I think it is likely that the downward pressure may push the price back below the 5,000 mark, and then it continues its downward journey. When it comes to oil price, it is really intriguing because the situation is enormously dire, and this sell-off is just keep getting amplified by a day, because now we've broken the level of $27, and the price is plunging to the downside, and it is highly likely for the price to break the supply glut low, because the drama continues, the supply war continues between Saudi Arabia and Russia. So the level that I'm really looking at is 26.05. Again, highly likely that we're going to cut that level to the downside. We're going to break that level, and the price may drop all the way to 25. Even there is a possibility of price dropping to all the way to $22. That's all for today, folks. Happy trading and stay safe.